Hello, dear students. How are you? I am fine. I hope all are fine. And in previous class, we discussed lot of information about especially inflorescence of flower. What is mean by inflorescence? Do you know what is mean by inflorescence? You try. What is mean by inflorescence? Yes, very good. Inflorescence is a arrangements of flower pattern is called as inflorescence. Do you understand? Inflorescence is arrangements of flowers pattern. Okay, that is inflorescence. In your class, you are sitting some such of arrangements, isn't it? The short girl or boy sit in front of a class. Tall boy or girl sit in a back bench, isn't it? Similarly, here flower arranging some sort of arrangements pattern that is called inflorescence. Okay, then what we learned, then that inflorescence types, terminal inflorescence, axillary inflorescence, then cauliflower inflorescence. These are based on position. Then next, what has learned, based on characteristics differentiation also we has learned, isn't it? Interterminate, terminate, then mixed inflorescence, special inflorescence. Racemose and cymose is interconnect between the inflorescence. Okay, then what has we learn? Special inflorescence, mixed inflorescence. What is meant by special inflorescence? That inflorescence have such a special characteristics, that is in special inflorescence. Okay. Now we going to learn accessory organs. In previous class we has learned parts of flowers also. What are the parts of flowers? That is pistil, petal, sepal, perianth, bracts, pedicel, bracteole, thalamus, stamens. These are the parts of flowers. What is meant by petal? That is innermost axillary whorl of flower in corolla. Okay, innermost axillary whorl. Okay, that is called petal. Then chapels. Chapel is a green in color. It is under the flower. Then petal is the attractive color. So these are the parts of flower we have learned in previous class. Now we are going to see accessory organs. What is accessory organs means? Very important organs. Do you understand? Okay. In the flower, these parts are very important. What are the parts? That is a calyx, then petals, corolla. These are very important parts of flowers. Now we're going to see that. Okay. First of all, we're going to see accessory organs. Let's come to see about that. Arrangements of flower. I already said in inside the class, every student sit some set of arrangements, isn't it? Similarly, flower spots also arranged some set of arrangements, that is called inflorescence. Now we're going to see in detail. Okay, the position of perianth, pods related to one another is called perianth arrangements. What is perianth? Perianth is nothing but which flower can't able to differentiate the sepals petals, that is called perianth. Okay. Now we're going to see that the types of arrangements of flowers. Okay. First of all, you look at this picture carefully. Can you understand? Each sepals arrange some particular manner. Okay, that is the arrangements of whorls. Okay. First of all, we're going to see cyclic or whorled. Okay. So these arrangements type is cyclic or whorled. All the floral pods are arranged in a particular manner. Defined whorls. We already defined that. That is a cyclic or whorl. Okay. So what is mean by cyclic? That is a round. Okay. Already we has land life cycle. Also, what does the mean? Life cycle is always around. First of all, um, uh, for the example in plant, seed transfer into plant produce fruits, then fruits again produce the stem seed, so seed again convert to the plant. So these are the cyclic. Similarly, flowers, especially the sepals and petals, arrange the particular manner in a cyclic order, that is a cyclic or world. Do you understand? For the example, praxia. For the example, prassica. Okay, prassica. Look at this picture. That is a brassica flower. Okay, so brassica is a example for cyclic or oral arrangements of flower. Okay, do you understand what is whorled? All the floral pods are arranged in a particular manner. Already that manner is defined. That is called a cyclic or whorled. Example for the cyclic or whorled, praxia, praxica. Okay, praxica. Do you understand? What is the example for cyclic or whorled? Yes, very good. Brassica. Okay, Brassica flower is example for cyclic or whorled. Okay, so underline in your book. Then acyclic or spiral. Acyclic. Cyclic we know already. What is cyclic? That is a around. Okay, one stage is converted to the next stage. Then first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. Then again come to the first stage. That is a cyclic. Okay, in your cycle, while you ride, the tire will be rolling. So that is a cyclic. So here acyclic means absence of cyclic or spiral. So here the floral pods are arranged in spiral manner. Okay, spiral manner on the elongated fleshy torus. Spiral manners. Look at this picture carefully. That is an example for acyclic or spiral. Okay, that name magnolia. Magnolia. Underline that word, magnolia. Okay, magnolia flower is example for the acyclic or spiral. Look at this picture, especially the chapel. Can you understand how is that arranged in spirally? Okay, can you notice that? Can you notice? Yes, very good. All the chapels are arranged in a spiral manner, that spirals on elongated fleshy torus. Okay. Then magnolia is an example for acyclic or spiral arrangements of whorls. Okay. Then now spirocyclic or hemicyclic. Okay. Now according to the name we can know the definition of the type of arrangements of whorls. Isn't it? First you read spirocyclic. Spiro come from second type. Cyclic come from first type. Isn't it? So this type of arrangements of whorls mixed to two types of arrangements. Okay, some parts are in whorls and other parts are in spiral. That is a spirocyclic or hemicyclic means semi off cyclic. Somebody's call some other person semi like that because that person always done any unwanted things, means we are calling a semi, that means off. Semi means off. Okay, so semi cyclic means off cyclic. Okay, can you understand? So some parts of the flower arranged in the spiral manner and some other parts of the flower is arranged spiral manner. Can you understand? Okay, look at this picture carefully. That is example for spirocyclic. Okay, that the flower name is polyalthia. Polyalthia. Okay, polyalthia is an example for spirocyclic or hemicyclic. Okay, which flower is example for spirocyclic or hemicyclic? Very good. Polyalthia. Okay, so polyalthia flower is an example for spirocyclic or hemicyclic. Once again, look at this flower carefully. How is it present? Can you understand? In this slide, we can see two flower. One is Annona and another one is a Polyalthea. Okay, two flower also. It's very different from others, isn't it? So here, some parts is arranged in a spiral, and some part of the flowers arranged as whorls. Okay, so these are the spirocyclic arrangements of whorls. Okay, and then now calyx. Okay, look at this picture carefully. In this flower, which part is green in color as well as that shape like a chapels? That is a calyx. Okay, calyx is a green in color, but the shape is similarly that is chapel, isn't it? Not a stem like structure, not a any other structure. It also one of the chapel structure, but that is a green in color. That is a calyx. Okay, calyx is a projective part of the flower because it only project the flower. Okay, then it is a green in color. Then outermost whorl of the flower first present the calyx, after then yeah, that is a chapels. Okay, so here what is that calyx? First of all, calyx is a green in color. Then calyx is a project the flower. Then outermost whorl of the flower. Then unit of calyx is chapel. The unit of calyx is called chapels. In this flower, we can see four chapels. Okay, four chapels. You look carefully. Come like A. That is one. Then another A like that, like around, round that, isn't it? So the unit of calyx is a chapel. Okay, unit of calyx is a chapel. The each one is called calyx. Can you understand? In this picture, four calyx is present. That is unit of calyx is called chapel. But single green in color pot is called calyx. Can you understand? It is normally green in color. Again, I said, first of all, calyx is green in color. Then it is a projective part of the flower. Then it is present outermost whorl of the flower. Then a unit of calyx is chapel. The unit of calyx is chapel. Can you understand? Can you clear? Then now a fission. Okay, fission. Uh, Here two type. One is a aposepalous, cynesepalous. Okay, aposepalous flower with a distinct chapel. Okay, what is a chapel? Again, I said the unit of calyx. Calyx is a single, chapel is a unit. Okay, so in between the calyx, if any joined means, if any fused means, that is cynesepalous. But here, look at this picture carefully. Can you find out? One is joined lot, isn't it? But another one is not jointed. That is a annona. Okay, annona flower cannot fused. But hibiscus flower, can you find that fusion or not fusion? Aposepalous is not fused, but cynesepalous is fused the chapels. Okay. For the example, four calyx is present in one flower means the four calyx not interconnect any other calyx. That is the aposepalous. Okay, cynesepalous means in the presence of four calyx, that is interconnect to another calyx, that is cynesepalous. Okay, so annona is a example for aposepalous. Hibiscus is a example for the cynesepalous. Do you understand what are the difference between aposepalous and cynesepalous? Can you find out? Yes, very good. Aposepalous calyx will not fused, but cynesepalous calyx will fused. Okay, united. The united is cynesepalous. Ununited is here aposepalous. Okay, can you find out? Yes, very good. Then duration of the floweral pods. Okay, In for the example, in somebody's live long ago, but somebody's live very little years only, isn't it? So here we counter the duration of floweral parts. What are the floweral parts? Calyx, then petal, then what are the parts of the flower? Stamen, thalamus. These are the parts of the flowers. Now we counted duration of the floweral parts. Okay, so here first one is caducous or fucaceous calyx. Caducous or fucaceous calyx. Okay, this is the first type. Here the calyx fall off during early development stage of flower. Early development, after the maturation of flower, it will fall off during the early development stage of flower. Okay, so calyx fall off during early development stage. Before the development stage, the calyx fall off. Okay, can you understand? Okay, very good. For the example, papaver. Papaver flower is an example for fucaceous calyx. The fucaceous calyx easily fall before development, before maturation. Okay, can you understand? Can you got my point? Okay, next, Deciduous. Okay, Deciduous calyx. Here also calyx. Calyx that falls soon after opening the flower. First type is before opening the calyx fall. Here, after opening the flower, calyx that falls soon. Okay, can you understand the two types of duration of floweral parts? First one is fucaceous calyx. In fucaceous calyx, before opening of the flower, calyx falls off. And deciduous type of flower, after opening of flower, calyx that falls. Okay, best example for deciduous, Nellumba. Nellumba flower is a best example for deciduous. Then third one is persistent. Third one is persistent. Okay, here calyx that persists and continues to be along with the fruit and forms a cup at the base of fruit. Here first type, before opening of the flower, calyx fall, and then after the opening of flower, calyx fall soon. Now persistence, after form the fruit also, the calyx present there, that is a persist and continuous to be long with the fruit. Okay, here calyx continues to be along with the fruit and forms a cup. After formation of fruits also, calyx will present, that is a persistence type. Brinjal is a best example for persistence. Brinjal is a best example for persistence. Then acrescent. What is that? Acrescent. Calyx that is persist, grows along with the fruit and enclose the fruit either completely or partially. For the example, physalis. For the example, physalis. Okay, but in some plants, after formation the plant fruit, then finally also calyx present there, that is an acrescent. Okay, first we learn before flower opening, calyx falls soon, then after flower opening, calyx falls soon, then after form the fruit, calyx falls soon, but finally final stage, after form the fruit, then we pluck the fruit, at that time the calyx present there, that is a accescent. Okay, here it's already we learned what is the function of calyx, projection, then it is present the outer most layer of the whorls. So first of all, projection. For projection function only, this calyx present the fruit. Okay, Can you got my point? And then now shapes of calyx. Okay, each and every flowers have different shapes of calyx. So according to the shapes, calyx divided five types. First one is campanulate. First one is campanulate. Okay. So here calyx shape is bell shaped. So bell shaped calyx is called as campanulate. Bell shaped calyx is called as campanulate. Okay. You remember that, students? Bell shaped calyx is called campanulate. Okay. The best example is Withania. Withania is the best example for campanulate. Then that is wound shaped, the sharp wound shaped calyx is called ursulate. Okay. So first of all, bell shaped calyx, then sharp wound sharp shape like calyx called ursulate, then tube like calyx called as tubular. Tube like calyx called as tubular. Then the colorful calyx is called petaloid. The colorful calyx is called petaloid. Then finally, hair-like structure of calyx called pappus. Okay, what are that? First one is campanulate, ursulate, tubular, then petaloid, then finally pappus. Okay, so campanulate, ursulate, tubular, petaloid, pappus. Okay, these are the types of calyx. The campanulate calyx shape is bell shape. Then ursulate type of calyx shape is urn shape. Okay. Then tubular calyx shape is the tube-like structure. Then the petaloid calyx is colorful calyx. Then finally, hair-like structure of calyx is called pappus. Okay, can you understand? And then now corolla. What is corolla? First of all, we see the calyx. Corolla. Corolla is a colorful pods and it is a attractive pods of the flowers, and it is a attractive pods of the flowers, isn't it? Which is the attractive part of the flower? Corolla is a attractive part of the flowers. Okay, corolla is the most attractive part in majority of the flowers and usually brightly colored. Corolla help to display the flower and attract the pollinators. What are the reason for attractable color of corolla? Because of attract the pollinators. Okay, pollinations. Flower main function is a pollination. So pollination done by some insect, some other factor. So by the help of pollination only, the corolla will be attractive and bright color pods. Okay. So here we going to see two type fusion. First one is apopetalous and sympetalos. In calyx also we learn similar word. Aposepalous, here apopetalous. The sign sepalous, here sign petalous. Okay. So while you study, you comparatively study. Okay. Then only you can study easily. Okay, first of all, corolla is a colorful part of the plant, isn't it? Corolla is a colorful plant, part of the plant. It has a bright color and it has helped to attract the pollinators. Who are the pollinators? The insect or other factors is a pollinators. So, corolla function, the colorful corolla is attractable to the pollinator. So, function of the colorful corolla is attractable to the pollinators. Can you find out? Fission. Okay. So here apopetalous and sympetalos two types. Apopetalous means polypetalous, many petalous. Then Cympetals is a gamopetalous. Similarly, here also Cympetals is a united petals. Okay, fused and united petals. Each and every petals are fused or united. Okay, so and upper petals also similarly it's a distinct. It's not united. It's not fused. Can you understand? Okay, look at this picture carefully. Here, two flower. I show two flower. First one is example for apopetalus. That is name is hibiscus. Okay. Then second picture is example for cynepetalus. So that name is datra. Datra petals is joined together. That is fused. But hibiscus petals is not like that. Can you find out in this picture? Yes, very good. Now, can you understand? Okay, what is mean by apopetalus and zymepetalus? Apopetalus petals are distinct, not fused, not united. And cymepetalus petals are fused. It is united. Okay, can you understand? So hibiscus is an example for fused, example for apopetals, and datra is an example for cympetals. Did you understand? Okay, what is mean by apopetalus? Can you say this answer? Yes, very good. Petals are distinct. Then what is cympetals? Yes, very good. Petals are fused or united. Okay. So example for cympetals is tetrametal, and example for apopetalus is a hibiscus rosa sinensis. Okay. Can you understand? Yes, very good. Now we going to learn perianth. Perianth is nothing but we can't able to differentiate this is sepals, this is petals. That is perianth. Okay, in some flowers, in rarely some flowers, calyx and corolla is present undifferentiated level, undifferentiated condition that is called perianth. Okay, can you understand? First of all, we study the calyx, we have learned corolla, then we have now we learn the perianth. What is perianth? We can't able to differentiate between the calyx and corolla. That is perianth. Okay, each member is called tepal. Each members is called tepal. Okay, in calyx, unit of calyx is called sepals. Unit of corolla is called petals. Here, the each member is called tepal. Okay, each member is called tepal. Here also two type of fusion. One is upper tepals and cyntepals. Okay, here also similarly in upper tepalus is not fused. It is a distinct, and in cympetals is not distinct. It is a fused. That is a major difference between two. Okay, so perianth is nothing but it is a undifferentiated level of calyx and corolla. Then the term of homo chlamydius. Homo means similar. So say calyx and corolla also similar level. That is a perianth. Okay. Do you understand? Yes, very good. Then now we going to learn the perianth types. One is apotepals and cyntepals. Already we have learned what about sepals and what about apopetals. Now what about apotepals? Okay, apotepals also distinct. It's not united, and cympetals is fused. It is united. Okay, so look at these two pictures carefully. What are the main difference between them? First one is fused, and sorry, so first one is distinct, but the second one is fused. Okay, so the sativa, the allium sativum is an example for apotepals, but the allium c4 is an example for cympetals. Okay, allium sativa is an example for apotepals, and allium c4 is an example for cyntepals. Okay. Now, aesthetation. Okay, aesthetation is the arrangements of sepals and petals. In early Vigas land, arrangements of flowers is called inflorescence. Now, arrangements of sepals and petals is called aestivation. Okay, so arrangements of sepals and petals is called aestivation. So here 5 types of aestivation is there. Look at this picture carefully. What are the types? It's a very difference between them, isn't it? First of all, come one by one, not just touch but not fused. But second one is one side is the inside, then another side is the outside. Then third one, in one chapels both side is out, and another one is one side is inside and another one is outside, and another chapels both side is inside. So these are the difference between them. Then fourth one is any two chapels is present totally inside. Then any two chapels is totally present in outside. Then any one chapels is one side present inside and another one side present outside. Okay. Then finally it's a very specialized structure. First one is like a structure, then like a projective like structure, then after V like structure. So these are the different types. Okay, these are the aestivation. Aestivation is nothing but arrangements of sepals. Okay, arrangements of sepals and petals. So here what we learn, the sepals and petals arrangements. First one is valvate. Valvate is margin of sepals or petals do not overlap but just touch each other. Do not overlap but just touch. It's a normal level. It's for the example Malvaceae family. Malvaceae family is the example for valvate. What is a valvate? Valvate just touching to each other but not overlap. Can you understand? Sepals and petals do not overlap but just touching each other, the sepals and petals. Malvaceae family group of plants is an example for valvate. Okay. Here, twist or convolvent or contorted. Okay. Here, one margin of each petal or sepal overlapping on the other petal. Any one margin of the petal overlapping to each other petal. First of all, just touching, not overlapping. Then any one margin of the petals or sepals overlapping to each other petals or sepals. Okay, can you understand? So here petals of China rose is an example for twist aestivation group of types of aestivation. Okay, and then quincuncial type. Here, it is a type of imbricate aestivation in which two petals are external and two internal, and one petals with one margin internal and other margin external. Look at the C picture. First petal, both margin is present inside. Then second petal, one margin is outside and another one margin is inside. Then another petal, both side are outside, and another one side, one margin is inside, another one margin is outside, and another one margin is inside and another one margin is outside. Okay, and Catanthias is a example for this type of anthivation. Okay, and then vexillary is a different structure. Look at this picture. It is an example for bean plant is an example for vexillary. Okay, large posterior petals, both margins overlap lateral petals. So here all petals is a overlapping. All petals is a overlapping. Lateral petals, other margins overlapping anterior petals. Look at that picture. First of all, overlapping the first petal and last in middle two petals. After then, last two petals also overlapping the before two petals. Okay, bean plant is the example for vexillaria type of aestivation. Dear student, what has we learned in this class? First of all, we learn accessory organs, then arrangements of orals. What are the arrangements of oral? Cyclic or whorled, acyclic or spiral, then spirocyclic or hemicyclic. These are the arrangements of orals. Then calyx. What is the calyx? Calyx is the green color part of the plant. It is a function of projection. Then we learn the duration of floweral pods. After then, shapes of calyx. What are the shapes of calyx? In some plants, calyx is a ring structure, then tube-like structure, then a hair-like structure. These are the shapes of the calyx. Then corolla. Corolla is a very attractive parts of the plant, isn't it? It is a bright color. It is helpful to attract the pollinators. Then perianth. Perianth is nothing but we can't undifferentiate the calyx and corolla is called perianth. Then estivation. After then, we all learn the shape of the estivation, isn't it? How many types of estivation is here? 5 types. Okay, so here, this is a homework time. Your homework is you should write your homework note accessory organs. Okay, so first of all you write the heading, then you write definition, then you write the example of any one plant. Okay, any one plant is enough. Any one plant is enough for write. Okay, so this is your homework. You should write your homework. Okay, thank you students.